Hello and welcome. My name is Ruta and we're doing 100 days of good hair days challenge and a mood diary, which merge into hair diary. And today what we're gonna do a variation of famous classical hairstyle called French plait, and our variation is gonna be side French plait. So I'm gonna show you. So that's the book that I'm following, and the side French plait is this hairstyle there. So it is pretty much very similar to the French plait. The only difference is we kind of like start plaiting it from here, and then we plait up to here, and then we do normal 3-strand plait. And we can do that way or we can do it this way. I'm gonna do it that way because a couple of days ago when I did the other hairstyle, what has happened, I frizzed this part here, so it still has some frizz, so I think it's gonna look more controlled and voluminous if I'm gonna do it towards this side. Okay, I have some interesting thing going on with my camera. Yes, because it keeps on disappearing, but never mind, I'll keep on touching the screen. Anyways, so first steps first, and the first step in any hair. I got a call in the middle of my filming. The genius phrase that I was leading with was first things first, brushing your hair. No hairstyle is ever really good if you don't really brush your hair well, especially with the plaiting, because the smoother and the less knotty your hair is, the easier it is to do this kind of like a twisting, kind of braiding type of action. Okay, and for this side French plait today I have, ta-da, ribbon. So we're gonna do it with ribbon, as promised. I thought I'm gonna do it later, but then I thought, you know what, it's side French plait. It will be easy for me to see how to intertwine it in my hair, and we're gonna do it, and I'll resolve the problem how to secure the end of my plait. Because, okay, my sun sign is Libra. All of those who are familiar with the typical characteristics of astrological signs, the vice of Libra is indecision. I have combated it well when it comes to big decisions in my life. I learned to consult my heart, feel into my emotions, like kind of do this all balanced, but kind of like a real in-depth thing. But I still have problems with the small decisions. So for example, which hairband should I use? And then easiest thing for me to make a decision is the one that my heart is saying yes to. But today, sometimes I get lost a little bit with the color schemes, and I'm like, okay, do I use some kind of like flashing color? Do I use some neutral color? Do I use something jazzy? Do I use something bling bling? Or I use something like that. Because today I'm wearing this outfit. It has very tiny little polka dots. I don't know if you can see it. It's like poppy seeds, black little dots. Then I thought, you know what, this is actually a great opportunity to do that. Okay, so side French plait. So we started as we would start French plait, except that we're gonna do things a little bit sideways. So once we start with the first 3 strands, so you're supposed to take like a half moon shape. I think I may have taken a little bit too little of the hairs to start. So I'm starting it like this, and I'm not gonna do it like this, but gonna do it a little bit like this. So it's gonna be kind of like a sideways. So it's a little bit backwards, but not completely backwards. It's kind of like a side. And I'm just, before I start, I'm just kind of like sweeping, brushing my hair towards the side so there are no gaps in the partings, hopefully. As always with my elaborate hairstyles, what I get often is like I look at my hair from the back or from the side, like, oh, this imperfection there, this imperfection there. But then again, imperfection is perfect. Anyways, so what do we do with this ribbon? We have the ribbon, and the easiest way to start to incorporate it is just you use it as part of your hair strands, and you start with the side parts, and then as you do this, you know, this kind of like plaiting thing, you just start incorporating the ribbon and you treat it as your hair. So now I've done this. Now I need to add some extra hair, if you can see, to this side of my French. I think I kind of got the grip of my hair. You know what, sometimes I think it would be like really great if I could do this like some cooking shows. They show you ingredients, then there is off camera, okay, and then they show you like the cake made, like, no, like you do this, you mix it a little bit, and then you get this awesome cake. So, and we don't know, is it really the same cake or not? So sometimes I think it would be so good. Like, I decide on a hairstyle, then I have a really perfect wig, and then et voila, and this is how it looks like once you've done it. So, okay, so what I'm doing, I'm just basically braiding my plait. I'm just adding hair from each side as I go along the side. So like, for example, now it's a bit difficult to hold, but it is possible to do it. It's a bit difficult to kind of like get strands not to get lost, basically. They sometimes, I think, get entangled with, for me at least, with other bits of hair from other sections that are not really related to what I wanted to do. And I think that's probably something that we learn as we practice and as we become more and more pros. You know, like the same as riding bicycle. At the beginning you probably need to think about it, but then once you learn how to do it, it's not really that difficult. Okay, so what I'm doing now is the super move of twisting things around. So I was doing this by holding my arms backwards, but now it's going to be more convenient for me to do it. So what I did, I just kind of like tried flip my arms around without losing the 3 strands. Okay, so now I can feel that the strand that I need to put in the middle, so you always put one side in the middle and then the other side in the middle, one side in the middle and other side in the middle, and you always go from the outer sides. So right now I can feel that the part that will need to go in the middle is this one. So as you can see, this is the old strand, and then what I'm doing, I'm just adding extra hair here, and then I'm kind of trying to separate this part, and then I'm just adding it in the middle, and then I'm just getting good grip of that hair strand so it doesn't get lost. Probably it will get intermixed with some other hair a little bit, but most importantly that the main part of the hair stays where it's supposed to stay. Okay, now I'm taking some extra hair from the back again, and I'm gonna be doing the same. I'm gonna basically putting the sidemost, the most leftmost strand in the middle, like so. Okay, and now I think I'm just gonna have a few more grips, and that's it. Okay, so on this side I think we are finished. So probably I used all of my hair on this side. And now on this side I actually have some still quite a bit of the hair left. So I'm just gonna keep on incorporating and adding hair to both sides because it feels kind of like a ponytail. When eventually it becomes like a normal 3-strand plait. Okay, so this seems to be pretty thick. I'm just going to put it in the middle. Okay, and I can feel like I can probably grab all of my hair from the other side and just continue in normal plait. So, also to bear in mind is once you use these ribbons, they kind of act as extra hair, so you're gonna have those strands a little bit thicker. Yeah, and as you can see from the long ribbon, we got pretty short ribbon. And if you look at the actual plait here, I don't know if you can see much of the ribbon, but it is in it. So it started here. So you can see a little things kind of like sticking out, but basically the ribbon is here and only little bit of ribbon left. I think once we get more professional, I get more professional if we use some colorful ribbon, probably that would look pretty. So what we're going to do with this ribbon now that it's finished? So just kind of like find it in your hair, and then I don't know if I should use maybe a hairband. You know what? I'm gonna do a smart move here, and I'm gonna use a hairband because this is kind of very silky. It's probably satin or something, and it feels like it can slip out. So I'm gonna use black hairband, and I'm gonna secure, because this is not such a slippery band, so I'm just gonna use it here, and I think I'm just gonna wrap the ribbon around, so even if the ribbon becomes loose, I'm not gonna lose it. So okay, so that's how you do side French plait with a ribbon, and it's gonna be cute little ribbon. Actually, I imagine that the ends are gonna be much longer, but it's not so long, so it's just very kind of like little cute ribbon like this. I don't know if you have any tips on how to do ribbons. That's my version of a ribbon, and that's my version of side French plait. I'm gonna keep it there. No, actually, I'm gonna keep it here. You know what? I'm gonna do one-sided ribbon because it feels like both of the ends are a little bit too short. If I use both of them, it just becomes too short. So I'm just gonna take one side and I'm gonna make a tiny little ribbon like this. A little bit cooler ribbon, half ribbon. Okay, today I feel much better than yesterday physically. It's just yet again another evidence is when your body is asking for something, if you give your body what your body is asking, it supports you. Because today I feel like I'm pretty strong again. I don't feel like I have any weakness. I feel like I have rested. I feel slightly, I don't feel like the energy is overflowing, but I feel absolutely positive. Like my body doesn't really even register that yesterday anything very stressful was happening for my body. So it means like it kind of like recovered and processed the pain and the processes as it would in the best possible positive way. So what else is going on? And because yesterday I didn't work, I actually decided proactively to do some extra hours for my work that I was supposed to do yesterday, and I don't have to do it, but it's this kind of thing which you do to achieve your sense of inner peace. So in my case, it's like I was planning to do some things yesterday for my corporate job, and since I didn't do it, I would have felt very kind of under stress and pressure thinking about next week. So what I've done, I've chosen consciously with my own free will and for my own benefit is I'm gonna do few hours today and like 3 hours. I'm gonna kind of like do some work, which I was planning to do yesterday, and then I'm gonna be like at peace with my contribution. So it's kind of like an inner sense of not justice, but kind of like a fairness, integrity. Also, to me, it adds to having sense of control over my life. So in doing the plait or the hairstyle, it's kind of my own stubborn way of completing what I have decided to complete or deliver. So, and even if it's not perfect, I know I tried, and you know, like lots of, not just tried, I know I kind of like sat down and I was like, okay, let's do this, and I did it. So yeah, so sense of having control over my life, sense of having control and being able to regulate how much stress I allow in. So also looking at myself realistically is like, can I do and compensate for everything which I have not done yesterday? No. But the quality of my life, of my work yesterday would have been pretty low, and the quality of my life overall would be not so good because I would be like neither done work well nor rested well. So it was conscious choice, and today it's conscious choice. So I feel much more kind of like in control and like I am being kind towards myself, and as if I'm being responsible for myself, and as if I'm being adult with my actions and my commitment. So I say my mood right now is actually 9 out of 10. Yeah, I have not been outside for probably 2 days now, and I am kind of like a bit indoorsy person, which is not a good thing. So I'm thinking I need to go out, but now I started training, so that might happen later or tomorrow. Okay, so that's one thing. And also I feel like I sometimes kind of, the reason why I lost balance and I kind of reached the kind of like physical crash yesterday, it was my body's way of saying, take it easier. I think sometimes I fall into trap of like doing too much. But I think this time my trap was a little bit less painful because I was doing lots of things because I was so passionate about what I was doing, but I also overstressed because I was so passionate and it was so important to me. And you know, like we learn as we go along. I actually pulled out oracle card, Q1's blind spot oracle card, about, you know, what was up, and the it's like a sigil or sigil, I'm not sure how it is pronounced. So the energy that I was not seeing, my blind spot, was the gift. So basically the gift is, I am not seeing the gift of the circumstances or the time or the situation. And sometimes when the universe or your higher self can see what you want and tries to take you where you want to be, it might look like a bit of a disaster from your perspective, but you don't know the grander scheme of things, and that's why it might look like something is not working or everything is falling apart. So basically that's that. So I wish for you today to exercise control over your decision on how much stress you want to take in, and if you feel like you have to do a lot, how many of those things that you feel like you have to do a lot you can realistically do and not to exhaust yourself, and be able to tell to yourself, I've done enough for today. So thank you very much for listening, for watching this, for being part of my hair journey and continuing my journey with Mood Diary. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.